Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. Today we are going to do my paycheck budget with me for the 5th week of November, which is going to be the 28th of November through December 4th for my family. And I have something to tell you guys that you are not going to believe. So let me go ahead and start with Brian's income. It is expected to be $1,100, and then our rollover from the 4th week is $377.91. And then this other income is $550, which I'm about to tell you guys where it is coming from. So if you are new here, or if you need a refresher, in May of this year, my husband was laid off from his job. He was only unemployed for about 3 weeks before he got a new job. He did apply for unemployment assistance through the state of Florida. We live in Florida, and he was having a really hard time recouping his unemployment benefits, and we couldn't figure out why initially. And I remember telling you guys, we were expecting the income and that there was a hiccup and we were appealing, and that I would let you guys know if we ever got the money. So Monday, Brian woke up to an email from the reemployment assistance program stating that he was getting a deposit of $550, which is 2 weeks worth of unemployment income from when he was unemployed in May. So if you were unemployed in early 2020 because of the pandemic and you lived in the state of Florida, what was happening in Florida was the unemployment system was so archaic, and it was so overrun with people trying to apply for benefits, trying to claim their weeks, that Florida stopped having people claim their weeks. Like, once you did your initial application, you didn't even have to go in every 2 weeks and submit claims stating that you were still unemployed. On top of that, the federal government was giving an additional dollar amount on top of the $225 that the state of Florida was giving, just due to the situation. So I don't remember how much the federal government was giving on top of the $250 a week, but it's not money that we ever asked for. We didn't sign anything saying we would pay this money back. It was just something that was happening because of the pandemic. So when Brian lost his job in May and attempted to claim his benefits for his job loss, he was told that he owed the state of Florida and the federal government for the additional monies that they paid him during his unemployment during the pandemic. And we were like, you've got to be kidding me, right? Like, as I stated, we didn't sign anything saying we would pay this money back. We never asked for this money. We weren't even able to go in and claim weeks or anything. Like, all of this was automated and was just kind of happening to us in 2020. So we appealed their decision. We provided a letter that we had that stated that Brian didn't owe any monies that he got during that time period. And even though we provided that letter, they still didn't approve Brian's claim. And that's because that letter was regarding the state's benefits, and what they were trying to recoup was the federal benefits. So if you received unemployment in the state of Florida in 2020 during the pandemic, and you lose your job anytime in the near future, you can expect to have your money that is duly owed to you held. And the reason is because the federal government wants their money back. So we did appeal. Brian talked to a gentleman, and that was maybe like, August, possibly, and we hadn't heard anything about it. But like I said, Brian did get an email Monday morning, to our surprise, that stated that the evidence furnished meets the requirements of the law, that the overpayment associated with our issue ID was received without fault, and recovery would be against equity and good conscience. So they did go ahead and release the 2 weeks of pay that he was owed for his unemployment. So that is where this $550 came from. So when I tell you guys it is on time, it is on time. And you will find out why in my budget with me for the month of December. Things will be changing. I'll be telling you guys all about it, but just know that this $550 couldn't have come at a better time, and I'm so grateful. So our total income for this week is going to be $2,027.91. So for bills this week, we're going to have to pay our solar panels. They did not come out last week. We owe $225.19 every month. Our next gen, this is a streaming service. And back to the solar panels, I remember seeing a comment from Mrs. M at Mistakes Were Made. I don't remember replying to it, and it may have just disappeared. You guys know YouTube is doing some weird things with like the comments and notifications and subscriptions, all the things, like just crazy things are going on with no rhyme or reason that we can't really express what's happening. But I remember seeing a comment, her asking me about my solar panels. So we do own our solar panels. We have a 25-year loan, I guess, at 1.9% interest for these solar panels. So they are transferable. Like if we sell our house, we can sell these solar panels and pay them off, or we can take them with us. I'm not sure what the cost for us to move them would be, but they are transferable. We're allowed to do that. So they're not a lease. We do own them. So we'll be paying $225.19 for the next, I think we're 2 years into a 25-year loan on these solar panels. So hopefully we'll pay it off sooner than that. It is, part of our debt and will be added to our debt snowball once we get done paying off our credit cards. But just thought I'd mention it in case anybody else was wondering if we lease these or if we own them. So next is our tithe, and we pay $50 a month for that. My son's tuition for VPK, it's $195 a week. Brian's life insurance is going to be coming out for $35.93. And we'll have to pay our Wells Fargo credit card and our ViStar credit card for $25 and $112 respectively. So that is $663.12. We'll subtract that from $2,027.91. That will leave $1,364.79. Okay, so groceries for this last week, I'm going to try and keep it at $225. That would have us under budget for the month by about $50, so that would be amazing. For cars, I'm thinking $130, one fill up for me and one fill up for Brian. My tank is pretty full. It's Wednesday before Thanksgiving when I'm recording this. So we are going to go to my sister's house in Glen St. Mary for Thanksgiving, which is like an hour and a half away. So that essentially like a drive to Jacksonville and back. Probably more miles, but the time is about the same. So I think I'll only need to fill up. We're going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be home. So I won't be going back to Jacksonville or to take Carter to school until Monday. So I should only need one fill up before we start the new week. One fill up for Brian. Eating out, we're not planning to do. Household and homestead, we're not planning on buying anything. I have had to get my chicken some food, but we have been able to use the money that my neighbor has been giving us for his eggs. So he is essentially paying my chicken feed bill now. For kids, nothing. Clothes, nothing. Medical, nothing. Blow money. We did go out to eat. Me and Brian went to a birthday party at Estrella Cocina in Jacksonville last weekend, and it was $103 with the tip. So I was going to pay for this myself and take it out of my blow money, but since we're getting this extra $550, I'm going to go ahead and take it out of that so that I don't have to pay for it, because there is some stuff that I want to get for Christmas for myself, so that will just help me out not having to pay it. And then for unbudgeted, we're not going to plan for anything, and hopefully nothing happens. So this is $458. We'll subtract that from $1,364.79, and that will leave $906.79. And back up to the top. Okay, so for Christmas, we are going to put in $100. I have already started Christmas shopping. I'm trying to stop Christmas shopping. It's like once you start, you just can't stop. I keep seeing things that the boys will want, or things that are a good price or cute, and I can't. So, my desire to give is longer than my budget is, so. For emergency fund, we are going to do $10. For home, we're going to do $25. I'm trying to bump this one up so we can replace our washing machine. For cars, we're going to do 10. Kids is going to get 10. Clothes is going to get 10. For cars, in December, I'll have to get my license renewed and my car registration, so I need to keep adding to that. And then kids and clothes are both empty because I bought school pictures and clothes for my oldest son. Vacation is going to get 20 because I need one ASAP. Medical is going to get 10. And car insurance is going to get 10. Missing one, property taxes. So we're going to add $250 to our property taxes. We do have to pay it by November 29th in order to pay like the lowest price you can pay, like the discount. I think it's a 4% discount. So we are going to do that. This $250 is the last bit we need to be able to pay our property taxes in full. All right, so that's $455. And subtract that from $906.79. That leaves $451.79. And $451.79 is just what we are planning on rolling over to the month of December. So that's going to do it for this paycheck budget with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.